Assalamu alaikum everyone. Okay, now today we are going to continue with Shah Waliullah, the social reformer. Okay, in the next previous class we stopped at we did religious work of Shah Waliullah, right? Now we did just a second. Okay, in his religious work, I remember very well. I told you about the translation of Quran into Persian because it was the need of the day. Hadith to agree upon, all schools of thought to come on the same platform, no, not fight over anything. I mean, not fight, they do not fight, people get divided. It was like people should not get divided. He wrote about four caliphs in such a way that if Shias and Sunnis agreed upon. He wrote 51 books, Najat al-Balagha, Izzat al-Aqafa, 28 in Persian and 23 in Arabic. And also, yes, the controversy between Sufis and ulamas, he asked them to agree with each other, not to fight over things. And we stopped at Ishtihad, where we discussed that people thought that no further interpretation, no further explanation, no more books, nothing. But he opened the doors of Ishtihad once again for us. Okay, social reforms. Now, when you talk about social reforms of Shah Waliullah, see, we have lived with Hindus for the longest period of time. So obviously, Islam and Hinduism got mixed up. When we were with them, we start we also became superstitious. In what way? That in Islam, we're not supposed to be superstitious. We're not supposed to think that if a black cat is going to pass, if you're going somewhere and then in front of us, if a black cat is going to pass, something bad is going to happen. Or if a mirror breaks, if a glass breaks, um, that something bad was going to happen and it's not going to happen now. If milk overflows from a pot, that's not good. If you find a piece of meat in your house, at your rooftop or at your window, something bad is going to happen. I mean, if one comes to think, just think, a cat is moving here and there, and if all of a sudden a cat comes in front of us, a black cat, is something going to happen? I mean, why black? Why specifically black? In Islam, we do not focus on black, white, green, red, yellow, blue, purple. That if it's going to be black, something bad. If it's white, something good. We have made it like white looks pious and black is like. Don't forget that the cover of Kaaba is black. Hazrat Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu, his complexion was dark, he was jet black. In Islam, we don't fix things and colors, and we are not supposed to be superstitious about it. If something breaks, it was bound to break, meant to be, because you kept it in such a way that it broke. I mean, how come something that if a glass breaks and you say, oh my God, something good is going to happen? That something was bad was about to happen, so it just went away with that glass. Sometimes if you do not even sweep it properly, if you do not pick up the pieces of glass, you might walk over it, you might bleed. Is it something good that happens? A piece of meat, usually it happens that birds, crow, eagle, anyone can just take a piece of meat from anywhere, flying, possible from the beak, it just fell on the roof. How come is it that somebody has done something or somebody? See, we should not be superstitious about anything. He said, stop being superstitious. Why you become so superstitious? Why you think like that? In Islam, we're not supposed to mourn over the death of a person more than 3 days. If somebody dies, 3 days are enough. The reason behind 3 days is that 3 days are very difficult in grief. We are answering and we are going through those things that we have done in this world. So 3 days are really tough in grief. This is one of the reasons that you are supposed to sit, read something for the deceased, and in 3 days, then you come over your pain and you come back to life. Beating your chest, beating your cheeks, calling someone at your place to cry, pay money, and then say good things about them, and then say that why this happened, and Allah is upset and this is unfair with me. People do that. That's why I'm giving this example. We're not supposed to do that. In different religion, these things happen, and because we lived with other people also for so long, so we started also following their culture, their norm, and we started also started crying, beating ourselves, and used to just mourn over the death for days and days. And then after years also, we said that now it's 1 year, we're going to do this. Now it's 2 years, 3 years, and you call people at your place, you feed them, you sit. It's not that you should not call, or you should not sit, or you should not, family should not meet. No, it's not that. But you should remember the one who has left you, should remember him every day. Read every day. Do not fix days for people. In Islam, there's no fixing of days, fixing of number. Read this 10 times, read this 100 times, do this 5 times. No, it's no fixing. It's unlimited. You have to say it with heart. You take Allah's name once with full conviction. Things. So nothing is fixed. So we're not supposed to fix things. Our widows or a divorced women, they can remarry. In Hinduism, they're not allowed, right? So we also adopted their culture, and we would not let our widows remarry. Their widows, they wear white clothes. We started doing the same. And according to them, no offense to anyone. Please, this is no offense to anyone. What is I'm trying to explain you through the book, and what were the reforms? I'm just trying to explain from here. They would follow, and they have also changed a lot now, but in every religion we have got extreme people. So their widows would not wear slippers. They would separate them in one room. They would shave their head. We would not do that. But you know what, we started also that we would say that if someone is a widow, the husband dies, so we would say that she was not good for him, and we started calling them also, bad. Like with bad words, people would call them. They would not invite them. If she's a widow, she would not go to weddings, and there were some customs that were followed. So we started also following those customs. So he started saying, why are you mixing your religion with other religion? We are not supposed to have mehndis, mayus. These are their customs. Dance, music is in their religion considered very good, and their dancing and singing is a part of their religious belief that one should do it, one should know it, because this is the way they do it. It's good, it's fine for them. But in our religion, singing and dancing is not allowed. So we have mehendis, we have mayos, and we should not mix our religion with their religion. So he said, why do you do that? Why are you celebrating? Why are you following their customs? If somebody dies in their religion, they've got their beliefs, their ways of doing it. Let them do it. You have got yours. Do it. Why are you mixing? Why are you becoming so superstitious? Why you are crossing? In our religion, there is no dowry. In our religion, there is no difference between a daughter and a son. Now, because in other people with other religious beliefs, things are there, so we adopted that too. In our religion, there is no difference between a girl and a boy, and in their education, they are supposed to educate everyone. There is no high level of a son and a daughter is considered nothing. This was the time of Jahalat that we used to. But after getting education, after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us the status of a woman, we stopped doing that. The permission of a girl, the permission of a boy in everything is very important. A wife has to be treated well by a husband. A husband is not supposed to beat the wife. So he presented them. It was not enough to remove doctrinal differences among the Indian Muslims, as that time they were experiencing moral crisis and adapting un-Islamic practices. In response to this, Shah Waliullah presented Islamic teaching in a rational way and inspired people to spend their lives in accordance to the teaching of Islam. He set up a social order on the basis of unity, brotherhood, fraternity, and economic equality. And these were characteristic of Islamic socialist system at that time. At the time, pious caliph, at the time of the pious caliph, he educated people to do not spend extra expenses on different festival and marriage ceremonies. He criticized the luxurious life of Mughal rulers and the nobility. In Islam, we are not supposed to be spendthrift. At the same time, we are not supposed to be misers. You're not supposed to just keep on saving money. You're not supposed to be so spendthrift that, like Mughals, at one time 100 courses of meals were there. 100 courses of meal. One would not even know. One would not even taste. It was so much, and they would spend so much money on paintings, on castles, on their dressing. Their animals would be dressed up so much. They would wear so much jewelry. All this was not allowed. This is not our culture. This is not our religion. This is not our tradition. That why are we doing it? He said to the people, then you cry, then you say that, oh my God, we are just going down. We have nothing left. What to do? How to go about it? You're forgetting your norms. You're forgetting your culture, your tradition. But definitely all this is going to happen. Then he said that politically, you know what happened? He invited Ahmad Shah Abdali. Wrote a letter to Ahmad Shah Abdali, and he said to Ahmad Shah Abdali that we need your support. Come and put down the Marathas. Ahmad Shah Abdali came, he fought the battle, he put down the Marathas, and he left. He said to him that do not go. Put the Sikhs and the Jats also away. But he left. When he left, history would have been very much different if Ahmad Shah Abdali would have stayed back. But he fought the battle of Panipat, won the battle, and he left. Though it did open the doors for the revival of Islam, because obviously Marathas were very strong, but he asked him to stay back, and he did. Then he talked about These Mughals who were busy in their pleasure, in their luxurious life so much that they were ignorant towards the people who were outside, who were there. They were the subjects, they were the people over there in their empire. He, that's why Shah Waliullah was left with no choice but to invite Ahmad Shah Abdali. Letters to Mughal emperors, letters to Ahmad Shah Abdali. He wrote letters to Mughal emperors to woke up them from ignorance and boldly criticize their luxurious life and advise them to come back. Sorry, to come back. B-A-C-K. To come back to the real responsibilities. And what was their real responsibility? People, the empire, that they have to look, they have to go out from their luxury, leave their castle, and see what is going on outside, how much unjust is going. Politically, we were going down the drain. What were they doing? They were just keeping the money in their pockets. They were not worried about the people outside. And that was not right. Then he said to the people that do business, adal and tawazu. The word he used was adal and, sorry, I'm taking time in writing, adal and tawazun. That means adal means justice and tawazun means equilibrium. He said you should do business honestly in such a way that the people should come and say that we want to do business with a Muslim rather than they would say that we don't want to do business with them. You should be honest, you should do justice. You should not cheat, like mixing of the pulses with pebbles, mixing milk with water. He said, don't do that. You should not do that. Muslims should do business in such a way that other people would want to do business with Muslims. The laborers, farmers, and those who render intellectual services to the society rightly and richly deserves a pretty share from the national wealth which they produce. They said, make them your partners. Why are you just filling your pockets? Why not give it to them? See, what I explained you earlier also, that if farmers are not there, what is the land for? The land is in waste. Zamindars are sitting at if I'm a zamindar, I'm sitting at home, relax. The farmers are working on the land. Day and night they're working, they're looking after the crops, they're looking after everything. They, and what am I giving them in return? 100 rupees, 200 rupees daily. And the profit that I gain is huge. So the government is making so much profit. So why not make them, give them some share? When you give them share, you will motivate them. When they will be motivated, they will work harder. They will get educated. When they will get education, they will be able to give education to their children. They will work in a better way. When they will work better, you will get better income. So the economy will get better and everyone is going to prosper. When everyone is going to prosper, everyone is going to benefit. So then why not benefit everyone? Taxes should be low. Why you are taking so many taxes? And if you charge so much tax, then give them something in return. Now today also, if you see, we pay taxes. In return, what are we getting? Nothing. No security. Look at the roads. Look at the hospitals. You go to a hospital, you have to pay so much. But you go to different countries, see Canada, a welfare state. They take good amount in taxes. You see UK, they take so many taxes. But in return, they're giving you everything. You go to the hospital, you don't have to pay anything. Here we are paying taxes, but still you go to the hospital, you take medicine, everything is so expensive. So what's the use of taxes? We are giving everywhere. Nowhere we are getting the benefit. He said, give them benefit. Take low taxes. Make them your partners. Give them the share. He criticized the concept of poverty, which was common among Muslims, that God likes poverty and real Muslims do not struggle for wealth. Now, what do you mean? It's a very deep thing that we are saying. See, poverty doesn't mean that you don't eat, you don't sleep well, you don't have a bed to sleep. Luxury, the way the Mughals were living their life, Allah does not like that. If you will read about the Mughals, Shalimar Garden, you take the Pearl Mosque, you take the castle, look at their, Allahu Akbar, you look at their castles. Forget about everything, the way they used to dress up. So, simplicity. Poverty means simplicity. Allah likes simplicity. As a Muslim, you should be simple. No matter how rich you are, you should live a simple life. Allah does not say that you should not spend on yourself. If He has given you, definitely you can wear best of the clothes, eat best of the food. But don't be arrogant. We should not show off. Good food can be eaten with simplicity. Good clothes can be worn with, with simplicity. So, okay. Shah Waliullah is considered as the forerunner in socialist leader Karl Marx, as he propagated equal distribution of money on socialist basis. In his book Hajjatul Balagha, he criticized capitalism as it exploits the poor people and therefore is the main cause of the downfall of the Sassanids and the Roman Empire. He was of the opinion that capitalism has caused different revolutions in the past, which suffered the world and created unrest in the society. He favored intellectual revolution and wanted to bring peaceful changes to the society. Now, the descendants of Shah Waliullah, he married twice. His first wife had a son, Sheikh Muhammad, and one daughter, Amatul Aziz. The second wife of Shah Waliullah was the daughter of Shah Sanaullah, and she had 4 sons. When Shah Waliullah died, his son Shah Abdul Aziz has taken the responsibility and cared for his sister and brothers. Every descendant of Shah Waliullah contributed to the Islamic academic after him. Wow. I mean, look how the father and see how the children followed, and they also worked for the revival of Islam. He translated the Quran into Persian. His son translated Quran in Urdu, and his son carried on his work. When he returned to Delhi from Hijaz in 1732, he wrote many books and produced various precious works until his death in 1763. His most important work is Hajjatul Balagha. In his book, he has presented the Islamic teaching in the light of scientific objectivity. He proved through science that what has been written 37 years back, scientifically proven today. Everybody, I mean, people, they ask now, what's the proof? How? We proved it. He also worked on theology, metaphysics, politics, economy, social and religious aspects of life. His interest and understanding of Islamic learning made him to contribute a lot, and only within a short period of 30 years, he produced more than 50 works of extremely good quality in two famous languages like Arabic and Persian, which I told you earlier, Hajjatul Balagha, Izzatul Aqafa, 28 and 23. So, the importance of his work, you can say that he was the first one to make people understand about how the decline was there, how they were away from their religion due to which the decline was there. He made them understand that you should do business honestly, and adal and tawazun should be involved so people do business with you. He made them realize that you should not be superstitious and follow the norms and culture of your religion. This is your this is the importance of Shah Waliullah as well. Okay, so and that is outstanding character made Alama Muhammad Iqbal remarks that he was the first Muslim to feel the urge for rethinking the whole system of Islam without any way breaking away from its past. Thank you. See you in the next class, inshallah. Take care. Allah Hafiz.